I want to bring to you a man that's going to be re-elected to the Supreme Court Justice. That man is sitting right next to me, Judge Alton Davis.
Thank you all very much for being here today, and thank you for having me today. I'm not going to speak to you for a long while. I've got some kind of creeping stuff. I don't know what it is, but I'm doing my best to get rid of it. My name is Alton Thomas Davis. I am a justice of the Michigan Supreme Court. And with your assistance, I'm going to be a justice of the Michigan Supreme Court for a full term starting November 3rd of this year. Now, I know that my opponents have already been up on television, they've been up on radio. You may be saying to yourself, where's Judge Davis? Haven't heard from him yet. We're coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming up. But one thing I do want you to know is that I am the most experienced judge in this race. I've been a judge in this state for 26 years, in the trial court, in the Court of Appeals, and in the Michigan Supreme Court. And you can watch the ads of my opposition all you want to. The one thing you'll never see there is any discussion of my experience, because they know that I am the most experienced judge in this race for the Michigan Supreme Court this year, and at that level, believe me, the experience is very important. Now, why am I running? I'm running against a court that is so civil and unprofessional. It's managed to get itself ranked dead last in the country by the University of Chicago Law School. We used to be the best in the nation. The people of the state of Michigan deserve better than that, and I'm running in order to restore the reputation of the Michigan Supreme Court. I'm running against a court that agreed to tie insurance rates to your credit scores during a period of time when people are probably having the biggest economic problems we've had since the Great Depression. I'm running against a Michigan Supreme Court that said to big pharmaceutical companies, come on into Michigan because you have absolute immunity. If you sell bad product to anybody in the state of Michigan, if you hurt them or you kill them, we'll make sure they can't sue you. That is not right. I am running against a court that has all but destroyed the laws that were put in place years ago to protect the great environment we enjoy here in the state of Michigan. It is one of our great treasures. It's why we're here. Tourism is a $1.8 billion industry, and these guys are taking away the protections that are necessary to keep it as it is. What am I running for? I am running to protect the rights of individuals, to make certain that every individual, without regard to race, color, creed, or any other distinction, has every right before all of the courts of our state that any corporation or business would have, in fact, better rights. Those are legal fictions. You are human beings. Human beings come first, in my understanding of how the law should work. I am running to make certain that people who are responsible and own guns and use guns for recreational purposes need not worry about that. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. We're Michiganders. All of us have probably grown up around guns all of our lives. And the key thing about a gun is to make sure you know how to use it and when it should be used, and otherwise that the thing's locked up so nobody can get hurt with it. And finally, again, I'm running for fair treatment of all of our citizens, which is something that I unfortunately can say to you I don't think they've enjoyed before the Supreme Court of this state over the past several years. Now please remember the important thing about this election as you're out and about, and I know you're all going to be, and I depend on you so heavily for this election. You must inform everybody that they can't just go in and vote the political races and walk out. They've got to go to that nonpartisan section of the ballot. And when they get there, somebody out here today said to me, one way to think of these judges' races, if you can't remember the names or anything else, vote for the longest names on the ballot. Alton Thomas Davis and Denise Langsford Moore. Thank you.
And now, won't you welcome our next Attorney General, David Lake. Thank
Hello, Region 1. I want to tell you how honored and privileged I am to be here. I love the UAW. I love what you do. I love what you stand for. And I love everything about the solidarity forever that comes with being a member of the UAW. Now, are you ready for an Attorney General on your side for a change? Are you ready for an Attorney General who's going to protect your collective bargaining rights? Are you ready for an Attorney General who's going to fight like heck to make sure Michigan never ever becomes a right-to-work state? I'm running against a career politician who says I'm soft on crime. Now, I come from Flint. And I'm the prosecuting attorney of Genesee County, county seat Flint. And for the last 6 years, I've handled 20,000 criminal cases with a 95% conviction rate in the toughest town in America. And so I've got this guy on the Republican side who's never handled a single criminal case, not one, who's never tried a single case, not criminal or civil, in his entire career, versus the 4 dozen or so jury trials that I've handled. Yet he wants you to elect him Chief Law Enforcement Officer and Chief Lawyer of the state. Are we going to let that happen? I am going to run across that finish line with all my heart and soul. I'm going to sprint across it to make sure that the next Attorney General of this state is on your side. It's a prosecutor versus a career politician. And when he was in the state legislature, get this, he gave himself a 38% pay raise. How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you would like to give yourself a 38% pay raise? But you can't do that, can you? It's easy when he's using your money to do it. At the same time, he gave himself a 38% pay raise. He voted to allow credit card companies to charge you 25% interest on your unpaid monthly credit card balances. Now, most of us these days aren't paying off our balance every month, are we? You're getting hit for 25% because of what my opponent did when he was in the legislature, when he was giving himself that 38% pay raise. And at the same time, this is the same guy who voted no on plant closure notification when he was in Congress, no on Family Medical Leave Act, no on extending unemployment compensation, but yes on the largest budget deficit in history at the time.
That's not right.
That's not right. That's not right.
That's not right. That's not right.
And yet, he says he's a consumer advocate. Does that sound like consumer advocacy to you? No! Now, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to be on your side. I'm not worried about the insurance companies because they just want to redline Detroit and Flint and Saginaw and Grand Rapids, and we're going to fight to make sure that doesn't happen. Banks, and I'm not worried about the credit card companies, and I'm not worried about the oil companies that want to spill oil all over our beautiful state. I'm going to fight for you. That's what the Attorney General does. He's on your side. I'm going to give you a voice in Lansing once again. We're going to reform state government. We're going to be for the people, not for special interests. We're going to protect collective bargaining rights. Yeah. And we're going to stand up for the working men and women of this state. So